All right, here is another inequality that we're going to graph. This one is not linear. The previous example was. So what we're going to do here is follow the 3 steps. Step 1, I told you in the last video, was we are going to graph the boundary equation. So all I'm going to do is in step 1, I'm going to change the less than to an equals. That way, you don't have to worry about the question, what do I do if I divide by a negative? What happens? Now we're just going to graph the boundary. So this is just one of our basic graphs. It is our parabola, our x squared. The negative in front of the x squared means I'm going to turn it upside down, and then I'm going to bring the vertex up 4. So I'm going to do that so I can graph the boundary. So I come over to my graphing board. Oops, I've got to erase the previous example. That's not very professional. All right, so erased. So I'm graphing negative x squared plus 4. So it goes up 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to make my dot for my vertex. And then it is my parabola pointing down. So I go over 1, down 1, over 2, down 4, over 3, down 9. Same thing on the other side with the axis of symmetry, and here, and then right here. So then the question is, am I going to connect the dots with a solid or a dotted line? So looking at your notes, you see that the original inequality I wanted you to graph was y is less than. There was no equals. So I am going to make a dotted boundary line. Once again, what a dotted boundary line means is that this is the boundary that separates the Cartesian plane into 2 parts, but the boundary is not part of the solution. And then the last thing I need to do is I need to figure out, do I shade in here or do I shade out here? Those are the 2 parts of the Cartesian plane. So again, just like with our linear, I am going to pick a test point. The only thing you have to worry about with the test point is it cannot be on the boundary. So I'm going to pick 0, 0 just because it's available. It's my favorite to pick. But if you wanted, you could pick 0, 10. You could pick negative 10, 0. You could pick 5, 5. It does not matter as long as it's not on the boundary. So I'm going to come over here. Step 3, we are going to test the point 0, 0. So when I put 0, 0 into this, the y value is 0. Negative x squared is negative 0 squared, which is 0, plus 4. 0 is indeed less than 4. That is a true statement. So what that means is 0, 0 is among the solutions. It's representative of the solutions. So I'm going to go back to my graph one more time. And so I tested 0, 0, which is right here. I got a true statement. So what that means is the solutions are all the points that are inside the parabola. So I'm just going to shade like I'm in kindergarten again, and there you go. And that is graphing a nonlinear inequality.